I'm Rosemary Evangelista, and welcome to the REVA Experience podcast. Real women, real shifts, and real conversations. I'm excited to have created this space for women that are just like me, women who faced the quiet ache of wondering, now what? It's for women 45 and over who've experienced job loss, empty nest, just a shift in their whole relationship, waking up one day and just wondering and realizing I've been living a life that's not really mine. And now you're asking, now what? I know that feeling. And after a near-death experience in 1994, I knew I was here for a reason, but it took me decades to truly understand what that reason was. Through heartbreak, burnout, starting over more than once, more times than I can want to admit, actually, and questioning my own worth. I've walked the path of reinvention many times. I allowed people to make me feel small, and that was a realization that I had to come to in my 70s. So if you're asking, and now what? I'm here to guide other women through it too. One soulful conversation at a time. And I'm so excited with the guest speakers that I've got coming on my podcast. You will be impressed. And there's so much to learn. There's so many similarities in our journeys, but there's so much to learn from each one of us and to find out who you really are. This podcast is for you. If you're tired of playing small, if you're ready to reconnect with your self-worth, your purpose, and your inner spark. And if you're done asking, what's wrong with me? And ready to ask, what's possible for me? We'll talk about things like identity, reinvention, grief, confidence, purpose, and how to rebuild your life with intention, one choice at a time. So whether you're walking through a storm or just feeling that quiet pull towards something more, you're not alone. This is your REVA moment, your chance to reflect, explore, voice your truth, and align with what lights you up. And I'm honored to walk beside you. So let's begin. Hi, so now what? Let's begin. The moment everything changed. My story begins with a near-death experience in 1994. And I want to share from the heart because that was a true turning point for me. I should have died. It was a routine gallbladder surgery and something went wrong. And I spent a month at McMaster Hospital in Hamilton here in Ontario. And it was a scary time. I really was so sick, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But my sister had brought in a cassette for me. Back then it was a cassette player, and this player looped, and it had ocean sounds with music by Powerful Bell Cannon. And I used that music and the ocean waves to visualize the water cleansing all the toxins that were in my body that was making me so sick. And the doctors had come in and asked me what I was doing, that I was healing so quickly. And when I told them this, they really didn't have anything to say, but I know that it was the sounds of the waves, my focus on healing, and recognizing the white light that I saw 2 times while I was in that hospital, knowing that that was really, really close for me leaving this plane. So here we are, 1994, spent a month in the hospital. I should have died. And I was thinking afterwards, why didn't I die? So obviously I was here for a reason, but I was still going through so many challenges, so much self-doubt and feeling small and just allowing people to, get to me and making me kind of cringe when things happened. So looking back, it took me in my 70s to realize that my purpose was to go through all those challenges over the years, all those learning experiences, all those things that I perceived as failures were stepping stones for me to get to where I am now. And today, I'm 74. I'm in my, as the Italians would say, I'm in my 75th year, but I don't feel that. I just want you to know that no matter what your age is, it's never too late to look and discover what your passion is, what your purpose is. Why are you here? Once I started realizing and changing my mindset on how I was thinking about myself, how I perceived what others were saying to me, and how I was processing all of this. That's when different things in my life started to shift for me. And it took a long time, obviously, because it's about 30 years. But that seed that was planted for me to start that journey had started with that near-death experience. I tried so many different things over the decades, all in search of who was I? What was my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing here? And it's okay if you don't know right now. And that's the reason for me doing this podcast, because I wanted to be able to help others through that journey, through those challenges, make it easier. Maybe we cut out a few years of, you're traveling down that journey, that path, but just knowing that going from that darkness into the light can make a big difference, especially if you have somebody walking beside you. The lessons and the whispers that came out of that experience were truly profound, because I wouldn't be here now. We're going through all this and having learned all of those different things that were inside of me all along. And just to share a little example of those little whispers and those little things that happened. I was working one of the many different jobs and things that I tried, but I was working for a good friend of mine, Janice. She was in real estate, working as her assistant. And I'd been invoicing her using my name. I thought, well, let me try something a little more professional. So I thought, okay, Rosemary Evangelist, a virtual assistant. It really didn't do anything for me. So I thought, okay, well, let me Google it. And let's see what REVA comes up with. And it turns out it's actually the name of a goddess associated with the goddess Durga. I think it's Hindu religion. And it means she represents going from darkness to light with courage and strength. Oh my goodness. I got goosebumps. I got the confirmation, like, there's something to this name. I need to work with this. But I didn't want to go REVA Company or REVA Inc. or, anything like that. It was just too corporate. And that's not the direction I wanted to go. I wanted this to be an experience. And so that's how the REVA Experience developed. And that just made so much more sense, because what I had gone through over these years, these decades, was an experience. It was a lesson. It was a journey. And that is where I am today. And a bunch of other things happened, through the years, but we'll get into that in other podcasts with some of these amazing guests that I have. I want to leave you with a transitional quote for this segment. Sometimes the most beautiful chapters of our lives begin with a sentence we never saw coming. I want you to think about that. This might help you connect with you, who you are deeply. Sometimes the most beautiful chapters of our lives begin with a sentence we never saw coming. I never saw a lot of these things that were coming in my path to help me get to where I am now. And those stepping stones at the time were some major challenges, lots of negativity. But you know what? Here I am. I survived. So I'm so happy to be here with you. The REVA Experience podcast and the REVA Experience journey and my 5-day challenge, they all include different aspects that will help you on your journey. Some will be guided reflections or heart mapping meditations. These are just amazing. But I would like to take you on a little short breathing meditation in this introduction so that you can get a taste of what the rest of the podcasts and the guests are going to be about. So if you take a deep breath, breathe in, hold, and exhale slowly. I'd love to take a moment now to gently guide you inward so that you can connect to where you might be in your own now what moment. Breathing is very, very important. It helps to calm. And then there's another thing that would helps in calming, and it's this rocking back and forth. You know, when you rock a baby, how they calm down, and it's something to do with balancing the medulla, I believe. But anyway, meditation, different techniques like this, and heart mapping. We'll be talking with various guests to give you an insight into other ways that can help you on your path, on your journey. And this is another question that I like to ask, not only my guests, but people that I work with. What part of me is asking to be seen, heard, or loved right now? And what dream have I placed on hold that's ready to come back to life? These are very important questions that you can journal, and in moments of doubt, negativity, you can reflect on some of these. And this is the reason for the podcast, to help you get through some of these challenges. Earlier, I mentioned the meaning behind REVA and how I came across using the name REVA. REVA being the name of a goddess that brings us from darkness to light, courage and strength. And that was such a powerful, powerful meaning for REVA, and how that resonated with me. And then using the acronym with REVA: reflect, explore, visualize, align. This is what makes this so much more than a podcast. Sorry, I'm stumbling here. Makes it so much more than a podcast. It's a movement of soul-centered women. Together, we're going to remember and find our worth, find our passion, find our dreams, so that we can have a fulfilling life. And those are the struggles that many women, like I said earlier, many women, and men too, but mostly women, because we're the caregivers. You've taken care of your family and gone to work and done all these things for everybody else, but now it's your time. Let's find your worth. We'll have topics on self-worth, which is huge, and that was one of the issues that I struggled with over the decades, because I allowed people to make me feel small. And every time some negative comment came, I would go within and feel small and not want to, keep going and follow my dream and just sit back and be quiet. We'll talk about spirituality. That's huge. And there's a huge awakening happening right now. Confidence. Confidence is a big, big stepping stone that we all need to move forward. Visibility, midlife purpose, ikigai, heart mapping. There's so many things that we can discuss. And I have some amazing guests. We'll do the meditations. We'll have Q&A style responses. And let me give you a list of some of the people that I've got lined up for you. We'll be bringing on Adele Bernard. She works with men. And on our interview, when I had my discussion with her, we talked about the balance of learning how to figure out what men want, and how for the men to figure out what women want. Because if we don't have that balance, there's always going to be that negativity, that strife, that stress in a relationship. So it was very important to have Adele come on and talk. We also have Tamara Dirksen. She is key in working with internationally with people on human trafficking. So we'll be doing a huge event on that, and I'll keep you posted on that. Leslie Jones, she is fantastic in her story, the struggles that she's gone through, like just not wanting to be seen, major health issues, and now she's found access bars. And we'll be talking. I've also had a delightful conversation with Sophia from SoulU.love, and her journey. Wow, was very inspirational. She had a rare genetic disease and was bullied, and the struggles that she came through dealing with excessive pain all her life, and how she's found holistic ways to get through her challenges, not only health-wise, but spiritually, emotionally, and business-wise. So very good conversation there. And then we've got Susie sharing. I got a couple of guys lined up. So Joel Solomon, he specializes in money matters, and Payman Lorenzo, finding and living your dream. And he was key in helping me further my dream, and especially with podcasting. So this being my first, please be patient with me and all the little glitches and things that I have to learn as well. But, that's part of moving forward, not waiting for things to be perfect, because that's what I did too, waiting for it to be perfect. And things never really are perfect, are they? There's always something that happens, but we can't beat ourselves up about it. Just move forward, have the courage and the strength and the passion to move forward. Anyway, there's a whole bunch more, and I'm excited to share those with you. So stay tuned on Facebook, on LinkedIn, the YouTube channel. Will have all my podcasts there, and I look forward to connecting with you. So this is the intro for my first podcast. It's been a little bit scary. It's exciting, and I will get better at this as we go on, I'm sure, but the conversations I'm having already are just amazing. So let me end this with a little spark of hope. You may not know exactly where you're headed right now, but trust that your soul does, because every step you're taking, even the messy ones, are part of the unfolding. So thank you for your patience. I look forward to seeing you on future podcasts, and have a sparkling day. Thank you.